Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Prof. CK, and this is All the Mod 7 to the Sky. Let's get started. Alright, so since last time, I had done a whole bunch of sieving. Got lots of seeds, ores, dust, and diamonds! Went ahead and upgraded all of our sieves to the diamond tier. I might take them straight to emerald. We have plenty of emeralds now. But there's actually not a big difference between what you get for diamonds and what you get for the emerald mesh from gravel, which is mostly what we're focusing on right now. So that'll keep for now. We'll look into that more later. Added a few more drawers. Oh, of the seeds, we got cactus, got sugarcane, and we got bamboo. And with apotheosis in the pack, these, yeah, they get tall. And then another thing I made is this right here, snad. Let me show you what this is about. So we'll go ahead, let me grab a couple of tools. And let's take down the cactus. Bamboo, oh my goodness. And the sugarcane. And got a lever here. So, snad used to be that there was a rumor back in the olden days that sugarcane grew faster on sand. It wasn't actually true. However, someone came up with a mod called snad, which does make sugarcane and cactus grow faster. The recipe is really simple. It's just 2 sand. And it's sand spelled kind of inside out, snad. But the other thing, so it does make it grow faster. If we plunk that down, almost instant. But the other thing that snad can do, and let's go ahead and put our sugarcane down at the same time. So our first growth tick, almost instant. But if we give it a redstone signal and just click that back and forth, it grows crazy fast. We could hook that up to a clock and just have it tick, tick, ticking away until we got an absurd amount of resources. We don't actually need that much cactus and bamboo, or cactus and sugarcane, but I just wanted to show you. It does not, unfortunately, work for bamboo, and I'm going to just take these down for now. So, what are we going to work on today? Well, we're going to take a nap, and then we're going to take a look at making slime. Now, slime is useful for a lot of different things. Let's take a look. So we can use slime to make different trampolines, pavement, diving boards, lots of fun stuff, lots of important, useful stuff, sticky pistons, various tools. It's not hypercritical, but it does get really important. When you need it, you need it. Superglue for create. But the reason I wanted to start with slime, first because we have access to it already, and second because making slime in the Skyblock pack goes into a couple of my biggest tips for modded players, especially if you're relatively new to the modded world. And that's figuring out how to get the recipe for the thing you need. So if we take a look at the slime ball and we look at the recipe to make it, we can make it from the slime block, the congealed slime block, slime essence from mystical agriculture, slime pearls from reliquary, lime dye and dough from create. Well, we don't have any of that. We could smelt it down from earth slime crystals. We don't have any of that. And just continuing things, alchemy catalyst, we don't have. So there's no way early game to make slime. Now, there are ways around it. You could bypass slime by making, like we had talked about the other day with blood in the smeltery, makes a slime replacement. But the thing I wanted to show you is when you're looking at recipes in modded, don't forget to drill down. And it can be somewhat of a rabbit hole, but if we look at the slime block, we see we can make a slime block from slime balls, vanilla recipe. And if we tab along, we can make slime in the fluid transformation using the barrel with witch water. Now, we've already looked at the barrel and used it before for making clay. So let's take a look at witch water, which I've already got tagged here. In order to make witch water, mycelium with water in a barrel makes witch water. Well, got a bunch of extra barrels. Let's grab those, and we'll grab a bucket. Now, how do we get mycelium? Well, we have mycelium spores from ex nihilo. How do we get mycelium spores? We sieve it out of dirt. So I mentioned I did a whole lot of sieving between episodes. We got a pretty good amount of mycelium spores. No, we'll leave one for later. We'll grab 8. Now mycelium, vanilla, will spread. So I made this little 3x3, extended the platform a little bigger around, but it will spread. So eventually this whole 3x3 will have mycelium, but we just put this one here for the moment. And if we grab a bucket of water, we got particle effects, and it is converting. We see the progress in the top. It is converting to witch water. So now we can make slime from the slime block in the barrel. But Propsy, we don't have any mushrooms. Well, that's true. We don't have mushrooms. So that was my first tip. Don't be afraid to drill down the rabbit hole. Click through the recipes, see what makes what, and how you can eventually get back to something you can actually do to make the thing that you're trying to accomplish. The other thing, which a lot of modded players get in the bad habit of, and I've done this myself, is we forget vanilla mechanics. So how can we make mushrooms? Well, there's not really a recipe for mushrooms, but there is a recipe for mushroom blocks. Mushroom blocks is a mycelium spore in witch water. Now, mushroom block gives you a chance to make, when you break it, to get mushrooms. So we've got our witch water, we've got our mycelium spores. Let's see if we get lucky. Mushroom block. Nope, didn't get it the first time. So now we grab some more water, wait for it to convert. Get another mushroom block. Oh, don't go over the side. Plunk it down, punch it. So, might have to do this a few times. We might get unlucky and need to go sift to get some more mycelium spores. So I'm going to cut for a bit, and I will come back when we get the mushroom. Oh, and there it is. We've got a mushroom, and we've got 3 spores left. We'll go ahead and let that turn into witch water again. Actually, no. Before we do that, break you. Again, vanilla mechanics. We put the mushroom on the mycelium. We grab some of our bone meal. And we get the giant mushroom. We vein mine that. And now we have, oh no, shucks. I killed our mycelium and I hadn't waited for it to spread. But now we have 19 brown mushrooms. And we had a few mycelium spores left over, so we plant that down. I won't do another giant mushroom until that spreads so we don't lose it again. But once this converts into witch water, we pop in our mushroom, and we have slime block. Craft it vanilla style, and we have slime. So that's the 2 big tips that I wanted to get. Yay, we've spread. That's the 2 big tips that I wanted to share is don't be afraid to go down the rabbit hole of recipes to find the way that you can do the thing. And don't forget vanilla mechanics. Just because this is modded doesn't mean you can't use vanilla mechanics at the same time. So, that was pretty quick. What do we want to do next? The next thing I want to make is the Philosopher's Stone. So let's clear some of this out. So in this pack, we have a mod called Project E, which lets us convert material between to other things based on their EMC values. So some packs, everything has EMC. This pack is pretty limited, but we can convert stone, granite, diorite, andesite, grass, all these different things, concrete to all the colors. We can make glass, convert the metals between each other, so we could put in nickel and get out osmium, and so forth. The Philosopher's Stone is part of Project E, and it is pretty easy to make and is incredibly useful. So let's look at the recipe to make it first. 4 gunpowder, 4 blaze powder, and a gold ingot. Let's see, gunpowder, blaze powder, which again, we got this just from sifting. Sifting dust gives all of that once you're at an iron or better mesh. We're at diamond, so. And a gold ingot. I did smelt up all of our ores. Oh, one thing I noticed. For some reason, certain metals are not castable as ingots. You have to cast them as blocks, in particular aluminum. And what else had that problem? Osmium? And there was 1 or 2 others. So in that case, I had to cast them in the block 9 at a time. When the math ends up not balanced, so say you have 6 gold ore and you need 9 to make a block, you can just put a couple extra ingots in to make up the difference. It's a little time consuming, a little wasteful on lava, but we have infinite lava. But if you do end up in that situation, you can just throw in some extra ingots to balance it out to make the block. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's intended. I need to check the ATM Discord to see if that's the way it's supposed to work. So where do we leave off? Yes, Philosopher's Stone. So let's go ahead and make this. Blaze powder. Oh, I grabbed glowstone. Silly rabbit. Philosopher's Stone. And that is a quest. So let's take a look at our quests. We've finished a couple. Trader Villager. I don't want to collect this one yet because I don't have a place for this. But it's pedestal and a fun sword. We'll collect that in a bit when we have a spot to put it. But this gives us the Phantom Charm, so that phantoms can't see us, and some XP. And it lets us do some cool stuff. It does let us convert mobs into other mobs, but that can be really dangerous. So get a surprise evoker or a surprise ghast. Not prepared for that just yet. If we come into our getting started, we finished the furnace and get some scrambled eggs. That's nice. Finished the iron mesh, and off camera I finished the diamond mesh. Got the seeds. And this is just a checkbox to unlock the food and farming chapter. And we've got our slime. Crucible heat sources. We've looked at that already. We can upgrade the cobble gen to iron, gold, and diamond. We'll do that eventually. We don't really need that yet. And we'll get our power going soon. What are we getting started part 2? Something ticked. Oh, we got flowers and a diamond. That's the Twilight Forest. We'll go in there shortly because we need to go there for all the modium, but not yet. Okay, it's raining. I'm going to sleep. Alright, so I've slept to clean up the rain. I've cleaned up the inventory, put away all that stuff. Let's take a look at the Philosopher's Stone. Now, you can also use this in recipes to convert items directly from one to another. So a coal gives us 4 charcoal, an emerald gives us 2 diamonds. We can make alchemical coal, eternalist fuel. We'll need those for some more advanced recipes later. The interdiction torch, which is, how do I describe it? It pushes mobs away from you. So if we made an interdiction torch and placed it down, any mobs that tried to approach would just get shoved back away from the torch. We can turn iron into gold. Not lead into gold, but iron. Charcoal back into coal. And the most exciting, ender pearls from iron. So if you're wondering how we were going to get ender pearls, now you know. Diamonds into emeralds, more fuel, more iron, and then you'll notice that there's 3,000 crafting recipes. It's also a crafting table, so anything that you can craft in a crafting table counts as a crafting recipe. If we go over here to world transmutation, we see we can turn stone into grass blocks, cobble into stone, dirt into cobble and sand, and so forth. Water into ice, lava directly into obsidian, pumpkins into melons, etc., etc. All the different logs into all the other different logs, vanilla logs. Different leaves, different saplings. Change the concrete into different color concrete. Wool, glass. Oh, here's an interesting one. We can turn netherrack into crimson nylium and warp nylium if we want to. So that could be useful if we want to get into some of those nether tree recipes. Convert the flowers all to the different flowers. Now, we did have a quest here in getting started. We have this head start to get that would give us a free lava bucket, ice, sugarcane, cactus, and wheat seeds. We've accomplished all of these but the ice, and I want to get it once without using the head start before we click this. So if we come here and we right click, it turns to ice. I can't pick that up. I don't have Silk Touch. So how can we get Silk Touch? Well, using Tinkers, we actually have a Silky upgrade that we can make that will give us Silk Touch on a Tinker's tool. To make the Silky upgrade, we need 5 of these Silky cloths. The Silky cloth is just string and rose gold. Rose gold is made in the casting table by alloying gold and copper. And you may recall we intentionally do not combine gold and copper at the same time because we don't want rose gold. We want gold and we want copper. But now we do want the rose gold. So let's go ahead and make that. I'm going to need 6. I'm going to make 6 and 6, which will give us 12, which will be enough for the all of these upgrades. And you see it is combining those. We now get the molten rose gold. So let's cast out the block, and we'll cast out the ingots at the same time. A little bit of a time saver. Let's turn that block back into ingots. We'll come over here. String is up top. Let's grab our string out. And we're going to make just 5. We don't need all of those. We'll put the string. So now that we have that, how do we apply this to our Tinker's pickaxe? Well, in order to do that, we need to do it in an anvil. The Tinker Station isn't big enough. Tinker Station only has 4 slots. So we need to upgrade the Tinker Station to a Tinker's Anvil. So let's pick that up. In order to upgrade the Tinker Station into the Tinker's Anvil, we need to have some bricks, some seared bricks, and 3 of pretty much any alloy. Now we could use the rose gold, and I actually made too much rose gold. We'll save that for later. But the thing that I want to do is bronze. The reason is that gold is expensive and useful. Copper, not so much. So let's get some copper and some tin. Where's my tin? So it's 3 copper and 1 tin makes bronze. And we can see that if we go here, we can just click straight on the molten bronze and look at the alloying 3 to 1. So if we pop these in here, Actually, you know what? We could do it as blocks, and it'll be faster. So let's reblock those. All right, and I'll come back when those are finished melting. All right, so now we have 4 blocks of bronze. We're going to go ahead and cast the 3 off that we need for the Tinker Station upgrade. And we've got plenty of seared bricks. We need to make 4 blocks. Go ahead and do that here. Let's see, that's 1 bronze. Waiting for it to cool is the slow part. Okay, so that's the last one casting, and that's going to leave us with 1 block still in here. Since we've got the bronze already made, I'd like to go ahead and upgrade our pick. Right now it's just cobblestone and wood. Not the best. So let's come over here. We'll take this, we'll go like so, we'll go like so, and now we have the Tinker's Anvil. So this does everything that the Tinker Station did and more. So now we've got all of this space, and we can make other tools. The lumber axe, the sledgehammer, the vein hammer. We might get into those later, but since we have vein mining in the pack, or ultimine, they're not super useful, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and we can apply our upgrade now. And we see that it gets the silky attribute. The nice thing with Tinkers is that you can upgrade as you go and you don't lose what you've done before. Alright, so we can go ahead and make some upgrades for our pick. Now, in order to do that, we're going to make some pieces, some parts. So we're going to need a pickaxe head, we're going to need a binding, and we're going to need a handle. Now that's basically a whole new pick. Why are we upgrading? Well, we're upgrading because I've already put the silky on here, and I don't want to lose that and have to remake that. Could we have done it in the other order, just made a brand new pick and then applied the silky? Yeah, we could have, but then I wouldn't have been able to show you the upgrades. So, how do we cast those that bronze to make these different parts? Well, we could make more of those gold metal casts, but gold's expensive, like we said, and it's useful, and we're probably not going to do this terribly often. So you can use sand, and you just cast the sand by itself, or craft the sand by itself, and it'll give you 4 blank sand casts. Now these sand casts are single use. Whoops. Single use items. We do get to keep our part, and because I've got the pipe auto pulling, as soon as the sand cast was made, it put the part in the box. So let's go ahead and cast that out. That's going to use 2 bronze. Now these are single use, so it's going to destroy the sand cast when it finishes. We'll make our handle. And we'll make our binding. Actually, no, I take that back. We're not going to make a bronze binding. We're going to make a different binding. We'll leave these parts in here for now. I might as well leave the sand cast in here for now. So let's go ahead and upgrade our pick. So if we go like this and like this, we see we're putting in a stone pickaxe, we're getting out a bronze pickaxe. And we can see the stats change. So our durability is 130. It has a mining speed of 4, and it can harvest stone. Bronze pickaxe has a durability of 760, harvest speed of 6.5, so way faster, and a harvest tier of diamond. So your harvest tier is the vanilla equivalent. So this could harvest anything that a diamond pickaxe could harvest. So not that this can only mine diamond, this could mine as if it were diamond. It can be a little confusing if you're not used to the naming convention. So we'll go ahead and pull that out. We'll stick it back in. We'll grab our bronze tool handle. By sticking this in, we're going to lose cultivated from the wood, but we've got maintained 1, so we get extra speed at higher durability. If we put this in, we lose the cultivated, but now we go to maintain 2, and it'll be even faster. So we're going to get a good bit of mining speed out of this. Let's grab that. For the, where's my iron? For the binding, I actually want to make a chain binding. So the chain binding is kind of neat. Just again, vanilla Minecraft recipe to make a chain. Pull that out, go over to our Tinker's Anvil, stick that in, whoops. Go over to our part builder, click on tool binding, stick that in, and that gives us the chain binding with reinforced. Reinforced is the tool is less likely to take damage. So this will actually make it last quite a bit longer. So we go here, we pop in our binding, and we've got a bronze pickaxe with a chain binding and a bronze handle. And the durability, the speed, and the mining harvest here are just leaps and bounds beyond what we had before. All right, I'm going to take a quick nap, and let's take a look at what's next. Actually, you know what? Before I take that nap, the whole reason we made this is we wanted to get ice. So shift right click. Got it. We don't actually need it. But that does mean that I can click this and feel good about it. So if we had done the head start, we would be where we're at right now. So let's put this away, this away. Oh, one other thing I did is for the extra seeds, I set this little oak barrel with a chest and some pipes. This pulls out of the chest into the barrel. This pulls out of the barrel into the chest. So as I get extra seeds, extra leaves, extra whatever that's compostable, I throw it in here. It turns into dirt. All right, it is daytime. We've got Silk Touch. We've got a Philosopher Stone. We have got easy access to Ender Pearls. Let's make a couple of those. Oh, it feels so good. If you've played Minecraft for any length of time, you know getting those Ender Pearls, such a pain. This makes life so much easier. And let's see, we got the ice, and we finished off that quest. You know, yeah, we'll finish off next time the rest of these. We'll get the emerald mesh. The netherite mesh is going to take a little longer, and we'll start getting into the starter power, the furnace upgrade, and the other cobble gens. So let's call that an episode. Thank you very much for coming along, and I will talk with you next time. Bye-bye.